Today's lesson is giving compliments and showing support. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger.
And I'm Helen.
And today we're going to continue with the theme of giving compliments and showing support. Now, remember, last time we had a couple of conversations. The first conversation was between Karen and Brian, and she was complimenting him on his performance in the play that he participated in last night. And, of course, he was thankful to her for making him confident and helping him push through the performance. And, of course, he said his efforts really paid off. And the other conversation we heard was between Eddie and Megan. And Megan, of course, had to give a presentation in university. And Eddie helped her out, and she was grateful. She thanked him for his advice.
Right. And in both these dialogues, we also have examples of the opposite. So while Karen and Brian's conversation were based on giving compliments, it also had some examples of showing support because Karen did go to Brian's performance, so she was showing support for his work. And in the second one, Eddie was telling Megan what a great job she did on the presentation, while Megan was telling Eddie how much she appreciated his help.
Okay, so that was our program last time, and we're going to continue with these conversations with the same people. The first conversation involves Karen and Brian. They're complimenting each other on the clothing that they're wearing, so let's find out what this is all about. Let's listen to the conversation, and then we'll come back to talk about it.
3. Expressing admiration. Brian and Karen have just arrived at their mutual friend's wedding.
Wow, Karen, you look very elegant today.
Thank you, Brian. You're looking quite handsome yourself.
I love your dress, and those accessories really complement your look.
That's high praise coming from you. After all, you've always had a great sense of style.
Really? I find getting dressed up a little intimidating, to be honest.
You shouldn't. Your outfit is super fashionable and suits you quite well.
Well, that makes two of us.
大家好，第一部分我们来介绍形容词 mutual， 它的意思是共同的或是相互的、彼此的。例如 Liam and Paul don't know each other, but they have many mutual friends. Liam 和 Paul 不认识对方，但他们有许多共同朋友。又或者说Though they were longtime rivals, the two tennis stars shared a mutual respect for each other. 那两位网球明星虽然是宿敌，但仍对彼此表示尊重。再来我们看到形容词 elegant， 它的意思是高雅的或是优雅的。例如 The furniture in Wendy's house is very elegant. 温蒂房子里的家具非常高雅。又或者说 Claire is known for her elegant sense of style. 大家都知道 Claire 的品味很优雅。接下来我们看到名词 accessory， 这个字的意思是配饰、饰品或是配件。例如 Martha wanted to buy accessories that would match her new red coat. Martha 想买一些饰品以搭配她新买的红色大衣。或是 Your blouse would look great with these lovely gold accessories. 你的衬衫搭配这些漂亮的金饰会很好看。再来我们看到单字 compliment，它是动词，意思是衬托出，为点点点添色，或是与点点点相辅相成。例如 Lemon complements the taste of most fish dishes really well. 柠檬可以很好的衬托大多数鱼类料理的味道。或是 Those earrings complement your dress beautifully. 那副耳环和你的洋装相辅相成。接着我们看到名词 outfit， 指的是全套服装或是装备。例如Rachel bought several new outfits before the start of the school year. Rachel 在开学前买了一些全套的服装。或是 Jessica always wears a nice outfit whenever she goes on a date. Jessica 去约会时总是穿着漂亮的套装。另外，这个字也可以做动词使用，意思是配备。例如 The rescue workers were outfitted with GPS tracking devices. 救援工作人员配有全球卫星定位追踪仪器。或者The satellite was outfitted with sensors to monitor radiation in space. 这颗卫星配有感应器，用来监测太空中的辐射。
So in this conversation number 3, which is titled Expressing Admiration, we have Brian and Karen who have just arrived at their mutual friend's wedding. So a mutual friend between two people is a friend of both people. So let's say Roger and I both know a person named Jack. Jack is my friend. Jack is also Roger's friend. So Jack is our mutual friend because he is both of our friend.
Right. And sometimes when you meet somebody, you can use the word mutual. Hey, it's nice to meet you. The feeling's mutual. I feel the same way. It's nice to meet you too. So here they've arrived at their mutual friend's wedding. Of course, they both know this person and they're both attending the wedding. Brian notices the clothing that Karen is wearing and he's impressed. He says, "Wow, Karen, you look very elegant today." Now, elegant here describes the wonderful appearance, usually of a woman. They're graceful, they're stylish in appearance, especially if you wear a very nice dress to a formal occasion. And yes, he says, "Oh, you look very elegant today." Most women who attend weddings will probably wear a nice dress, so they'll look elegant. Or the women who go to the Oscars will always wear very fashionable dresses, and they will look very elegant.
And you can also use elegant to describe a place. You can say that the restaurant where we had dinner was very elegant, or the hotel that we stayed at was very elegant. So Brian compliments Karen about her elegant appearance, and Karen says, "Thank you, Brian. You're looking quite handsome yourself." So she returns the compliment and says that Brian is looking good because he is attending a wedding.
Right, so he looks very sharp, he looks handsome, he looks highly spiffy. And Brian says, "Well, I love your dress, and those accessories really complement your look." So, of course, when you wear an outfit, if you wear a dress or something, you need to have some accessories, which usually refers to jewelry, but it could be other things like your handbag or a hat or something like that. So, of course, he admires those accessories because they really go well with the dress. They complement her look. And don't confuse this word complement with another word that sounds exactly the same, but is spelled a little bit different, I should say. That's compliment with an I in the middle. That means you are praising someone for the good job they did or how impressive they look. Brian is complimenting her on her appearance, but the accessories complement her look. That's compliment with an E, and that just means they go well with her dress, and she's wearing these accessories. Maybe she's wearing a white dress, so the accessories are white as well. They go good together. They go well together.
Yes, and Karen says, "That's high praise coming from you. After all, you've always had a great sense of style." So Karen is throwing back the compliment at Brian. And in a way, it's like they're playing tennis with compliments because she's saying, well, a compliment coming from you, Brian, is worth a lot. It's high praise because you, Brian, have a really great sense of style. Since you have a great sense of style and you're complimenting me on my style, then that's really a high praise.
Exactly. So, yes, he has a great sense of style. He knows what good clothes can do to a person's appearance. And Brian says, "Really? I find getting dressed up a little intimidating, to be honest." So he's kind of surprised at her compliment. He thinks, what, really? I have a great sense of style? Actually, to tell you the truth, when I dress up, when I wear formal clothes to a job interview or to a wedding or whatever, I feel a little intimidated. And, of course, that's how you feel. But then if you want to describe the situation, you use the word intimidating. Yeah, getting dressed up is intimidating, which means it kind of scares you a little bit. Also, sometimes if you intimidate someone, you try to frighten them, you try to overbear them, or you try to dominate them in order to get them to do what they want. But here, if something's intimidating, you just feel uncomfortable about it and you're kind of scared of it.
Right. You feel nervous about it. For instance, if you're somebody who loves hiking, but you haven't done it long enough or you're not experienced enough, then you might find one of the taller mountains a bit intimidating to climb. You might decide not to climb one of those higher mountains, to start with an easier climb and then work up to the higher one so that the higher one won't seem so intimidating.
Right. A friend friend of mine, Bill, loves to take pictures, and he's always trying to take pictures of me, and I find that kind of intimidating. I don't look good today. Don't take my picture. We're in public here. It's very intimidating. But here, of course, he says that getting dressed up is a little intimidating, to tell you the truth or to be honest. And Karen says, You shouldn't feel intimidated. Your outfit is super fashionable and suits you quite well. So outfit, of course, is a combination of clothes, which includes usually the top and the bottom, okay? So sometimes people wear clothes that go well together. They look good together. They got colors that match from top to bottom. And if they don't have parts of their outfit that go well together, we say they clash. Oh, your green shirt clashes with your red trousers. That doesn't look good at all. You better go change. But he's got a good fashion sense, according to Karen. And so he's wearing a really spiffy outfit. It's very fashionable, and it suits him quite well. He looks really good when he wears that outfit. Other guys wearing that same outfit may not look so good.
Right. So Karen is telling Brian that his outfit is super fashionable and it looks good on him. And Brian replies, well, that makes two of us. So the phrase that makes two of us is something that you would say when you want to tell someone that you're in the same situation as them or that you have the same feeling as them. So when Karen was saying that Brian's outfit is really fashionable, Brian, by saying that makes two of us, is saying that Karen's outfit is also super fashionable and it suits her very well. So again, he's returning the compliment.
Okay, that brings us to the end of conversation 3. Let's bring Eddie and Megan back now in conversation 4. They're complimenting someone's skills. I suppose they're complimenting each other's skills. So let's find out what they're talking about here. Let's listen.
4. Complimenting someone's skills. Megan has invited Eddie to dinner, and they're just sitting down to eat.
This dinner looks amazing.
Thanks. I cooked it all from scratch, so I hope you like it.
Wow, the pasta salad is delicious. And this stew is incredible.
I'm so glad you like it. Your opinion means a lot to me.
Well, you're quite the cook. Seriously, this is better than most restaurants can do.
Thanks. I just wanted to do something nice to show my appreciation for your help with that presentation.
Well, you succeeded, and then some. I should help you more often.
Feel free to come over for dinner anytime.
You can count on that.
最后第二部分我们看到单字 stew， 它是名词，指的是炖菜或是炖煮的食物。例如 This stew contains beef, onions, and potatoes. 这道炖煮料理含有牛肉、洋葱和马铃薯。再举一个例子 A big bowl of beef stew is the perfect winter dish. 一大锅炖牛肉是最适合冬天的菜肴。另外这个字也可以做动词使用，意思是炖或是煨。例如 You should cut the carrots before you start to stew them. 你应该在炖煮萝卜前先切一切。又或者说I think the meat is not soft enough. It still needs some time to stew. 我觉得肉还不够软烂，它还需要一些时间炖煮。
So in this dialogue, Megan has invited Eddie to dinner and they're just sitting down to eat. And Eddie says, "This dinner looks amazing." So the dinner spread looks really good to him. He's about to dig in. And Megan says, "Thanks. I cooked it all from scratch, so I hope you like it." And what Megan is saying by using the phrase from scratch is that she cooked everything from the beginning without using anything that's pre-made, like no mixes, nothing that she bought that was already cooked. When you make something from scratch, like if you make cookies from scratch or cakes from scratch, you make it from the basic ingredients from flour, butter, sugar. You don't use a cake mix to make the cake.
Exactly. Sometimes, of course, it's easier to bake a cake with a cake mix. I can do that. It's really easy. But if you bake a cake from scratch, it involves more details and more steps, and you need to have all those different ingredients. So here, Megan is pretty good at cooking. She cooked all that food from scratch. She basically got all the ingredients herself. She went shopping for them in a market. She did not buy kits and things like that that you just put in the microwave. She actually cooked everything herself. And she says, I hope you like it. And Eddie takes a bite of the food. Oh, wow. The pasta salad is delicious. Pasta, of course, refers to different kinds of Italian noodles. And if you have pasta salad, well, you have pieces of pasta mixed in with other things like olives and vegetables and tomatoes and some kind of sauce in there, some kind of salad dressing. So he thinks it's delicious. And then he tries a different dish here. He takes another bite, and then he says, oh, this stew is incredible. Now, stew is a kind of thick soup. It's when you take meat and vegetables and you cook them together for a long period of time.
Right. When you make a stew, you cook the ingredients for a long time, usually on low heat, so that it all comes together and all the flavors blend and you get this really delicious mixture of different vegetables and meat. And Eddie says that the stew that Megan made was incredible or is incredible. So incredible is a word that you can use to substitute wonderful, excellent, great, anything that's positive. You can say, I saw an incredible sunset yesterday, which means I saw a beautiful sunset. Or this band is incredible. I love their music.
Exactly. So yes, he's enjoying the meal that Megan has prepared for him. And Megan says, I'm so glad you like it. I'm happy you're enjoying the meal. Your opinion means a lot to me. So remember, Eddie gave her some advice, some encouragement for her presentation. And of course, she was quite successful with that presentation because of him, or at least because of his help there. And so she says that his advice or his opinion means a lot to her because if he likes the food, then that will help her prepare some other kind of food in the future. And Eddie says, well, you're quite the cook. We do say this, you're quite the something when we say you're really a good cook. You're quite the athlete, we could say, which means you're a really good athlete. You're really good at sports. But then he says, seriously, this is better than most restaurants can do. So seriously means he's not just saying these things just to be nice. He's actually enjoying the food, and he says it's actually so good that it's actually better than food you can eat in restaurants.
Yes, and Megan replies, thanks. I just wanted to do something nice to show my appreciation for your help with that presentation. So Megan invited Eddie over for dinner because she wanted to thank him for his help on her presentation. And this is a nice gesture of appreciation. When you appreciate somebody, you can do something nice for them, like cook them a meal or take them out for a meal. And Megan has decided to invite Eddie over for dinner, and she spent a lot of time and effort in preparing this stew and pasta salad, and he appreciates it.
Right, so she wants to show her appreciation, which she could also say she wants to show her gratitude for helping her with her presentation. And Eddie says you succeeded and then some. And then some here just means you went beyond what was expected. You did even better than that. So she not only succeeded, but she really succeeded. She did really well. She passed the test with flying colors. She was extremely successful. And he says, I should help you more often, which is kind of a joke here because, of course, if he helps her out with future presentations, he'll get a good meal in return.
Right. So Eddie is making a joke here. He's saying that since she did so well on the presentation, then he should take credit for that. So he should help her more often. And in return, he would get more delicious meals. And Megan knows that that was a joke, so she laughs. And she says, feel free to come over for dinner anytime. So that's an open invitation for Eddie to come over anytime for dinner.
You should probably tell her ahead of time because, as you know, if you want to cook food from scratch or if you want to do a good job, you do need time to prepare. You can't just drop in and expect to be served a gourmet meal right on the spot. But still, she's being very polite here, and she says that he's free to come over for dinner anytime that he wants to. And Eddie says, you can count on that. So here the phrase to count on something means to depend on it. For example, boy, I really need your help. Well, you can count on me. You can depend on me. I will definitely help you out. out.
Right. You can also use count on that to say that you expect something to happen. For instance, if I say, well, my brother Claude is going to arrive late probably for dinner like he always does, somebody else could say, you can count on that. He's always late.
Right. Or, of course, you can have the opposite. If somebody is going to disappoint you, you could say, gee, I wonder if Eric is going to arrive on time. Well, don't count on it. He's never on time. He's always late. So there you have it. You've got some compliments. And, of course, you've got expressing admiration, which we covered in our unit today. So that brings us to the end of our discussion. But Hanny would like to say a few things to you right now.
Hello 各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。在课文第一部分的对话里， Brian 夸奖 Karen 的穿搭，那么 Karen 觉得这从 Brian 口中说出来，这是高度的赞美，毕竟他的时尚品味一直都很棒。那文中他用到 after all 来表达毕竟，我们就来复习一下 after all 的两种用法。第一种呢，我们可以用 after all 来说明理由，或者是提出解释，就相当于中文的毕竟。像 I think you should apologize to her.After all, she's your best friend. 我认为你应该向她道歉，毕竟她是你最要好的朋友。好，那第二个我们可以用 after all 来表达结果跟先前的认知不同，相当于中文的终究啊，还是。举例来说 He said he had reconsidered.And decided to quit after all. 他说他重新考虑了，那终究决定还是要辞职了。好，在课文第二部分的对话里面 Megan 她邀请 Eddie 来吃晚餐， Eddie 觉得这顿晚餐看起来非常棒，那么 Megan 就说 Thanks, I cooked it all from scratch, so I hope you like it. 那他说的 I cooked it,All from scratch 意思是说这些都是他自己从头开始煮的。那么 from scratch 表示从头开始，从零开始，而这个用语是源自于赛跑。 Scratch 本来是指起跑线，所以这个 from scratch 就是指从头开始，从零开始，尤其是指说在没有外援或者是放弃现成资源的情况下，从最一开始来做某事。像如果我们说 bake a cake,From scratch 那就表示不用现成材料，而是从头开始烤蛋糕。好，另外 scratch 它也有刮痕、抓痕的意思，那它当动词则可以表达刮或是抓等等。我们就来补充几个跟 scratch 相关的用语。第一个是 scratch the surface， 字面意思是抓表面，引申表达仅触及事物的表面，未深入探讨、学习或者是了解某事物。举例来说Their discussion only scratched the surface of the issue. 他们对那个议题的讨论只触及皮毛。好，那第二个补充的是 scratch one's head， 这是用搔头抓头的那个动作来描述说对某事物感到疑惑，抓破头也想不透啊，所以这个 scratch one's head 它就有百思不解、感到困惑的意思，后面可以再接 over 加名词去引出感到疑惑的事物。好，那以上是今天重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Mutual.Tom and Jerry have a mutual respect and understanding for each other's opinions. Elegant. Sophia wore an elegant dress for her date at the opera. Outfit. Marcus hoped that his new outfit would look good for his job interview. Stew. The delicious smell of the stew filled the kitchen. Incredible. We had an incredible view of the parade from our hotel
room.Well, everyone, today's article has come to an end, and I sure hope you enjoy reading along with us. I am Helen.
I am Roger.
See you next time.